I never knew that I was interested in textiles. But I know that I've always been interested in texture, and I've always been interested in the atmosphere of things. And what was kind of amazing was to realize that I'm very sensitive to fabric. The collection for Knoll is inspired by a sort of fascination I've had with geometry and form and textures. And I actually didn't even know that it was something that could translate into textiles. It's only after I met Dorothy and her team that I realized that actually there was a possibility of using their incredible expertise to realize a collection which could be inspired by some of the things which for me are really about built form, the environment, some of the kind of memories that I have of places that I really love.
David Adjaye is known for combining the aesthetic language of his African heritage with classic modern design. Our role at KnollTextiles was to interpret his design vision into workable, beautiful textiles. By taking David out of architecture and into textiles, we translated his point of view on geometric and organic systems through varied weave structures and construction techniques. The end result is an extraordinary range of patterns and textures. Coinciding with the launch of the Adjaye Collection is an exhibit at the Cooper Hewitt National Design Museum called David Adjaye Selects. In fact, David drew upon the Cooper Hewitt African archives for inspiration for these textiles.
There are 9 products in the range that we've developed, and each one is a very unique take on a concern I have about a certain geometry. And what you'll find is that they range from being what I call figurative, in the sense that you understand the geometry, they're probably Euclidean geometry, to being much more texture-based, organic systems. And then there's another set of systems which are about layerings, where you have a certain sort of tension at the front and a looseness at the back, or vice versa. Sometimes they're very bright and loud, and sometimes they're incredibly subtle. So you have this kind of doubles that are going through the entire collection, which is very important to me. Each one of these pieces has a particular name. Essentially, the textiles more or less come from really my memories of some of my favorite places on the continent of Africa. You know, you have names like Djenné, which is probably one of my most favorite cities in the continent, which is a mud city. Meroe, which is probably the beginning of the pyramids, sort of what was called Upper Egypt, very beautiful part of the world. Or there's moments like Harare, which has got the best climate and temperature in the world. So I hope the names speak to you in a way that asks you to kind of ask more about those places. I sort of came onto textiles and realized that I love doing it, but it only sort of works when I'm working with a great team. So in a way, it's been a kind of late discovery, but one that I'm really excited about.